When someone says a dragon-slaying saint, 9 times out of 10 people will immediately think of Saint Reginos, the Bishop of Scopelos. But those people are also surprised to learn that there is so much more to Saint Reginos than offing a dragon. Saint Reginos lived in the 4th century. He was born in Livadeia, Greece, to pious parents whose zeal passed on to their child. He attended the first session of the First Ecumenical Council, together with his uncle, Saint Achilles, so you can say that the sainthood ran in this family. This attendance would play a large role in his formation. He was sent to the small island nation of Scopelos to instill its small heretical population the love of the Orthodox faith, and he was eventually ordained a priest. When the old bishop of Scopelos died, the people unanimously acclaimed Reginos as their bishop. Thus, he was consecrated. In 343, he attended the council in Serdica, where he gained fame for his ability to refute the attended Arian heretics. However, something was rotten in the state of Denmark, and that rot was Julian the Apostate. He was sort of missing the good old pagan days, so he started to fiercely persecute Christians. The fame of Reginos had already reached the emperor, so he sent his Greek prefect to arrest the bishop. He was tortured, and the prefect offered to spare his life if he worshipped false gods. Reginos refused, and for that he was taken to a bridge where he was blinded and finally beheaded. Christians took his relics and buried them in a forest on a hill. Later on, a monastery was founded there. His feast day is the date of his martyrdom, February 25th. His relics were taken from Scopelos to Nicosia by William the Good of Sicily in 12th century, and sadly only his hand made it back to his island. The people make a great festival on his feast day, and many islanders bear the name of Reginos or Regina in his honor. By his prayers... What about the dragon? Oh yeah, there was a dragon there too. Okay, fine. Some 8 centuries ago, there was this horrible dragon causing all sorts of trouble for Scopelos, devouring anyone it encountered. It was so bad that the island was used as an execution ground for prisoners. They would be left on the island for the dragon to eat them up. The Scopelotes, I don't know how the islanders are called, I made up that word, prayed fervently to Saint Reginos to save them, and he heard their prayer. He appeared disguised as a sailor or a prisoner on a boat with convicts. Wait, a prisoner that's about to encounter a dragon? Bethesda, did you just use the classic tale of Saint Reginos for your crappy game? Anyway, when the boat reached the shore, Saint Reginos disembarked and said, "Where in God's mercy is that monster?" Mercy in Greek, as you know, is Eleos, I think, which is why that specific place is called Eleos today, and here is my pic from that very place. Anywho, the dragon saw the saint and was exceedingly terrified, and it fled. The saint finally caught up with it on the southern tip of the island. Having nowhere to flee, the dragon jumped to its death from a high rock, which tore apart at its might. That is why the rock is called the Rakontoschisma, or Dragon-Torn Rock. You might recognize the word schism, which is what happens when bishops talk and think too much and pray too little. The winds howling around the rock are said to be the screams of the dragon, and the legend states that if the islanders become too sinful, the dragon will be released again. By his prayers, Christ our God, tear our hearts asunder, banish the vile snakes and scorpions that dwell therein. Instead of our hearts of stone, grant us hearts of flesh, and if you so desire, hearts of flame, that we might serve you faithfully in all days of our lives. Amen. Big thanks to all of our donors on Ko-fi, Subscribestar, Patreon, and our channel members. If you want to buy some of our merch, the link is in the description. If you want to see another dragon-slaying bishop, watch this video on St. Timothy of Bursa. And if you want a standard issue dragon slayer, watch this video on St. George the Great Martyr. By their prayers, Christ our God, have mercy on us. Amen.